Hello guys, welcome back to Surya's Zone. I'm Surya Sandilkumar working as a data engineer at Deloitte. Today we are going to see one of the important concept in SQL. Whatever the data role you are in, like data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, database administrator, whatever the role, this concept is very important for every one of us. And if we are planning to attend an interview and we can expect one question from this particular concept, okay, that is nothing but window functions. Okay, people can call it as an analytical function also, but at the end of the day, analytical function and window function both are same. So before going to see what is window function, the window function is categorized into three types known as aggregate window function, ranking window function, and then value window function. But to explain the concepts in a more easier way or more understandable way, I have categorized this window function in four different categories, like aggregate window functions, which consist of sum, count, and other aggregate uh, functions. And then we have the ranking functions like rank, dense, rank, row number, and then lag and lead window functions. Actually, this lag and lead functions also will come under the value function only, but uh, these are very important concepts. So I have segregated the lag and lead and the separate series, and then value function, first value and last value. So here I have included most of the window functions which are available in most of the databases, like sum, count, rank, dense rank, row number, lag, lead, first value and last value, which are mostly available in most of the databases. Okay, so in today's video we are not going to see all of these categories like aggregate, ranking and all. We are going to see what is window function and its use cases, and I'm going to explain you the aggregate window functions with examples. I'll explain you what aggregate window function is, and I'll give an example based on sum and count. Okay, and in the upcoming weeks we will see what is ranking window function, lead and lang window function, and the value window functions. Okay, I am planning to create 4 different videos for this window function series. Okay, cool. Let's start. Actually, let's see what is window function. Okay, function is nothing but uh, functions are predefined in SQL. That is nothing but which are used to do the operations in our data. Okay, so example, if you ask what to say, example like sum, count, average. So all these are functions, right? These are predefined in SQL. So that is nothing but, just a moment. My Excel has some problem, that's why it is okay. So functions are predefined in SQL, which are used to do the operations in our data. Example, sum, count, and average. And window is nothing but it is a set of rows that are may or may not be related to our current row. Okay. So we can define the window function in SQL using over class with our predefined SQL functions. Okay, and inside this over class, we can what to say, group the data, which is nothing but we will be able to partition the data, and within the specifying partition, we will be able to order the data, and also we can set a frame for this data. So the frame is nothing but I'll explain you while explaining the data in SQL SSMS. Okay, so frame class is nothing but it is a subset of the particular partition. Okay, so here we are having rows and range. So either we will go via rows or we will go via range. Okay, range between, and okay, this part I'll come later. Frame class I will explain you at the last. Okay, so this is what the window function is. Okay, and its use cases. So whenever we are trying to what to say, use case. So whenever we are trying to calculate running totals, which means like I have an orders table, and if you want to calculate the total sale value based on an each date, then we will be able to use the window function to find the running totals, and then to find the cumulative sums, And then also if you want to give a rank to a particular employee based on its salary or based on its what to say, based on its salary or based on its performance, then the rank function will be used, rank window functions. And similarly, there are other use cases also, like what we can say, if you want to fetch the previous year sale for this particular product, then that there also we can use the lag lead window functions. So in all these cases, we will use the window functions. Okay, so cool. Next, we will see the difference between aggregate functions and window aggregate functions. Okay, I have a data prepared for that in the separate sheet. Okay. So here I have an employee table, employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. So if I sum the salary of this particular employee table, it will give me the result. It will combine the result and return a single row in the output. So this is our normal aggregate function. Okay. Whereas the window aggregate function, it will create the partitions in it, partition for the specified window, and for each row it will give the aggregate value, okay, which is nothing but, here also we are doing the sum of an employee table, but this is a window aggregate function, right? So for each row it will give the total salary. Okay, so these are the main difference between our normal aggregate function and then the window aggregate function. So this will be same for average, count, min, max, mode, whatever the aggregate functions are there. This is the difference between our normal aggregate function and window aggregate function. Okay, so now let's see into the table. I have created a table called employee. Don't worry, I will give you the create table script and insert table script in the description box. You can make use of it. Okay, so I have created this employee table. Select star from employee. Just a moment, I'll connect it to it. Yeah, select star from employee table. This is done. I have the data ready here. So let's see a normal aggregate function. Okay, so I want to sum the total salary of a employee table. So what we will do, select sum of salary from employee table. Like that we will provide, right? So if I run this particular query, it will give me, okay, let's name it as total salary. So yeah, I hope this is clear for you. Yeah, let me run. Yeah, so now the total salary is 3,68,000, right? So if I use the window function for this particular thing, like select star from employee table, and then here I am also doing the same thing, sum, and here we are specifying the window. So the window we will use it to specify in the over class, right? And we want to sum the salary. Cool. And here I don't want to specify any window. I just wanted to count the total salary for all the employees in the employee table. So I am not defining any, like I'm not grouping the data, and I'm not ordering nothing. I just want to see the total salary for my employees. Like if your boss is asking how much salary we are providing for all the employees, then this will work, right? So this also I'm naming it as a total salary. So if I run this query, so now if you see, we are able to see the total salary for each of the row. So it has created a, like, this is a window function, and for each row we will be seeing the total salary for all the employees. Okay, if I run both the queries, you will understood. Yeah, so the first query has written a single row, and then the second query has written the all the rows with the total salary. So suppose if you want to add any other columns in this normal aggregate function, our query will fail, because that is the limitation in SQL, right? So to aggregate the data, and if you want to see all the columns, then you can use the window aggregate functions. Okay. Cool. So now next let's see how to calculate the running total. For example, I am using an order by class. So this query has run without using any other classes inside our window class. Like that is nothing but our over class. So then we can assume or we can confirm that this order by is an optional keyword that we can use in our window function. Order by and partition by, those are optional in our window functions. Okay, cool. So now I am ordering it based on salary, and by default this is an ascending order, but here I am explicitly mentioning. Okay, and this I am naming it as a uh, running sum of salary. So how I am saying this is, let me run this query. Cool. So if you see, I have ordered the salary based on ascending order, and I'm naming it as a running sum of salary, which means the salary 8,000 is the least salary that we are giving to a testing person, Kanna. So that is 8,000. And then the next, so for that particular thing, here it has come as 8,000 only. And then for the next row, if you see, for this guy Gowthaman, we are providing the salary as 9,500. So this will be a sum of 8,000 plus 9,500, and that will come in the running sum of salary. And then next it will go like 10,000. So 10,000 plus 17,500, like, which is nothing but the combination of these three. So that is what here it is coming as 2,500. Okay, so this is how the running sum will work. Suppose if I order it based on a descending order, let me run this now. Cool. Now, the highest salary that we are providing is for Aditya, who is the DevOps guy, which is 42,000. So previously there is no other salary. So here the initial running sum salary will be 42,000. And then the next highest guy is Gowtham, who is getting 36,000, which is the sum of 42 plus 36, 78,000. So this is how the running sums will work. Okay, this is how we will be able to calculate the running sum based on an ascending order or a descending order. Okay, so now here only I am next adding and introducing in one more window, like one more class, that is partition by department. So which is nothing but here the running sum of salary that is coming based on an total, like irrespective of the department, right? So now for each department we are ordering the salary in an ascending order. So for DevOps department, data support department, cyber department, so for each department the running salary will be calculated. So let me run this query. So it will create the partitions, it will create the window for each department, and in under each department it will order the salary in an ascending order. So if you see here, we have partitioned it based on department, right? So first department is backend. So here we have only one person in the backend department, and the salary is 28,000, and here it came as 28,000. And if you see, the next department is cyber, and here it is 25,000. And here, as we seen before, this 28,000 and 25,000 have not summed up, and it has not given that running sum of salary. So for each partition it will create a new window and it will do the partitions. So if you see, for cyber, this 25,000 is the first salary and there is no previous value. That's why here the running sum of salary is 25,000. But if you see the next guy who is getting 35,000, so which will sum the 25,000 plus 35,000, and at the end of the day we will get 60,000 for this particular guy. And then we will see the next department, which is data. Initially it is 10,000, and here it is also 10,000. But going forward, the next guy Lakshmi is getting 15,000. So 10,000 plus 15,000, 25,000. So this is the running sum for data department, and this is the running sum for, sorry, this is the running sum for cyber department, and then this is the running sum for DevOps department. So this is how we can calculate the, you know, running sums. So next thing is, in the initial of this video, I have explained or I have mentioned that I am going to explain you the frame class little late, right? So the frame class is nothing but, I'll explain you. Just frame class in SQL, which is nothing but the subset of partition. So frame class has two things. One is frame start, like how my frame has to start, like from which row I have to do my aggregation. and then my frame end. Okay. So frame start will be always from this three. We have only three, like unbounded preceding, and then current row, and then offset or n preceding. Okay. And then frame end will be unbounded following, current row, and then offset or n following. Okay. So we can use these things in the frame start and frame end, right? So before this, I forgot to mention you the most important thing, which is nothing but we can use this, conditions based on a rows between class. Like we can mention rows between unbound preceding and current row, unbound preceding and one following, like that we can do. And other thing is row range between. So rows between is nothing but it will calculate the values based on specified rows. Okay. But this range between will, what it will do is it will calculate values based on the values in the specified rows. Okay. And on top of this we can use this frame start and frame end. Okay, so I think by seeing this you people may get confused, but while seeing in the SQL query, I believe I believe you people will definitely get it. Okay, so now let's first see rows between, and here I am removing the partition. I don't want to go with the partition now. I'm just simply ordering the salary by its ascending order, and then here I am mentioning the frame class, which is nothing but rows between unbounded preceding and current row, right? Let me run this query. Yeah, and you may wonder that this unbounded preceding and current row is also giving me the same result when I don't provide this frame class. So by default, when we are finding the running total or cumulative sums or running sums, by default our window function frame class will be unbounded preceding and then the current row. So if I am in the third salary, unbounded preceding means all the previous row till my current row. So this will sum all the previous row plus current row and it will give the value as 27,500. So this is what unbound preceding and current row. So now here instead of unbound preceding and current row, what I will do is unbound preceding and one following I am giving. Okay. So now you can see the result in below. Let me run this. Yeah. So now if you see this unbound preceding, so there is no value above 8,000. So 8,000 and one following. Following means current row and one following 9,500. So 8,500 plus 9,500 is 17,500. Okay. And if you see the second row, here we have unbound preceding is we have one value 8,500 and then current value. So this is between unbound preceding and one following. In between we have current row also, right? So 8,000 plus 9,500, 17,500, and then one following which is 10,000, and that is nothing but 20,500. And then if you see the third row, here we have 10,000 and unbound preceding means all other previous values from the current row. Okay, so 8,000 plus 9,500, 17,500, and then plus 10,000, 27,500, and then one following is 12,500, which is nothing but 40,000 here. So similarly here you can change this frame start and frame end and you can try all the things. So we can say either start the unbound preceding. Oh my god, it's zoomed just a moment. Yeah, so you can start the frame starter with unbound preceding or with the current row or with any other offset precedings. Okay, cool. For example, I'll explain you one another interesting topic here. One preceding and one preceding. So this is nothing but rows between one preceding and one preceding, which is nothing but my previous value. Okay, so if you see here 8,000, there is no previous value here, and we have got the running sum of salary as null. And if I see the 9,500, then its previous value is 8,000. That is also came here, right? So and for 10,000, the previous one preceding we have defined, and that is nothing but 9,500, which is come here, which is a lag of particular value. Okay, which is a lag of particular value. Yeah. So if I scroll down, the 15,000 and the lag of 15,000 is 12,500. Okay. So we have another function called lag window function, and we will be able to achieve our lag window function using one preceding and one preceding. And then we do have some other window function called lead window function, and we can also achieve the lead function using this only. It is an interest. It's interesting, right? Like we can add one following and one following. Let me run this now. So if I run this for 8,000, the lead value is 9,500, and that has come in the new row. And for 9,500, the lead value is 10,000, that has come here. So we were able to achieve the lead functions and lag functions using this rows between one following and one preceding and one preceding itself. Right. I hope you guys are clear on this. And then the next thing is range between. Actually, the difference between rows between and range between is it is mostly the same. The only difference is rows between will see the will calculate the values based on specified rows. The range between will calculate the values based on the values in the specified rows. For example, oh my god, this is zooming. My trackpad also went away, I guess. Yeah. So let me copy this. For example, let me copy this query, and this rows between, sorry, range between will work on unbound preceding and current row only. It will not work on one following and one following or one preceding and one preceding. So what I will do is in this rows between, I will add the unbound preceding, unbounded preceding, and one follow and current row. Let me or one following. Let me mention. Okay, and I am running this table. So let me copy the same query again, and here I am changing it to range. I believe it may throw error, but let's see. Cool. So why I am making it as failure is, so the range frame will only support for unbound preceding and then the current row, like either unbound preceding and then the current row. So here unbound preceding, and here instead of one following, let's make it as a current row. So I want to you people to understood it, like the range will support for particular scenario only. That's why I made deliberately made the previous query as failed. So now let me run this query. Cool. So now if you see, it has calculated the same running total as our rows between also do. So what I will do is here also instead of range between, I'll make it as rows between. So let me run both of the queries. Okay. Cool. So here if you see, this rows between unbound preceding will see the value, will see the value, uh, sorry, rows between unbound preceding and current row will calculate the values based on the specified rows, like based on the specified row, that is nothing but the salary. It will not see the actual values. But this range between function will see the actual values, right? And if we have same values present twice, it will combine those as a single value, and then it will calculate the running sum accordingly. So here if you see, here we have 30,000 two times. So unbound preceding and current row is like all the previous. So here all the previous row plus current row, which will give me 1,58,000, and then again all the previous row 1,58,000 plus current row, which is nothing but 1,88,000. Okay, but this range between, how this range between will work is, if you see here, Let me expand this. Yeah. So 15,000 plus 20,000, like, sorry. Unbound preceding means all the above, right? So all of these things. So here there is no above. So here there is no preceding values here. So it will calculate only the current value, which is 8,000. And second row, 9,500. The preceding is 8,000. So 8,000 plus 9,500, 17,500. And similarly for the third row, here we have all the preceding. Unbound preceding means all the value above from current row and then plus the current row, 27,500. So whereas if you see this particular value in the above result, these two had calculated separately, and in this view we have got 1 lakh 50,000, but here we have got 1 lakh 88,000, right? So what I am trying to say is, yeah, so here if you see for this particular thing we have got, yeah, for this particular thing we have got 1 lakh 58,000, and this one we have got 1 lakh 88,000. So rows between will consider or will not see the duplicate values. It will simply check the column that we have specified, but the range between what it will do is, it will, yeah, if we have the same value, duplicate value together, it will combine both two, and then it will go for the unbound proceeding. So for this both of them are current row. So that's why here we are seeing 1,88,000 as here. So similarly, if you see the 35,000 also here, which is same, like which has considered both row as a single row, and that is current row, and here you are seeing the same value. Okay, cool. I hope this is clear to you guys. You have to try this on your own, then only you will be able to understood it much better. Okay, so I have provided you the create table script and inserted statement in the description box. Please go through it. And here today we have explained, I have explained you about the sum window function. So all other window functions like count, min, max, average will follow the same rule whatever I have explained to you for sum. So don't worry, you can practice the same thing, which is same as sum. Okay, cool. uh, Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you found something was not good in the video, or if you want me to improve my something in else, please try to add the comments. I will improve myself to provide you more quality contents. Okay, cool. I believe this video was a bit lengthy and I may got stuck in between. That is because I am explaining in the YouTube for the like very less times only, right? So if there is a persons in front of me, then I can had a conversation with them and explain them in a very pretty much good manner. So apologies for that. And in the upcoming video, I'll try to uh, speak fluently without any issues. Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. See you in the next week with the other window functions, ranking window function. Cool. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.